5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, no liftoff, but welcome to a very special edition of the DaveahueJawnPodcast. That is creepy. So I'm here actually at the Coventry Mall in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. For anyone who's not familiar with it, it's a mall that opened in the late 1960s, I think. But anyway, it's been like a staple of the area for years. I remember coming here as a little kid. Here was where Friendly's was. You know what I mean? This is Boscov's, one of the big anchor stores that's still here. But unfortunately, if everything I've read online is true, by the end of this summer in August, this will be gone. The inside of the mall at least, and they're going to convert things to like just have, they're going to make it a strip mall basically. So there won't be like an inside mall part anymore. I think that's pretty sad, obviously, but you know, apparently that's what's going to happen. But yeah, so I thought I'd just make a video just showing all this because it's not going to be here soon. Anyway, though, Boscov's is still pretty big here in like the southeastern Pennsylvania area. So, I mean, you know, it's still going to be here. When I was a kid, though, I remember this part wasn't here. It was like another store, but I think Boscov's just bought it. Anyway, this used to be like, I forget what it was, like a CD store. Friendly's, of course, man. Who didn't like Friendly's? A lot of Friendly's, it seems, are disappearing, too. I don't know if this is just something that's on around Halloween, but don't think anything's there now. Obviously, Payless went out of business years ago, too, so that's done. This used to be Schuylkill Valley Sports. That's done, too. So yeah, a lot of stuff that used to be here is just done. It's just gone. And I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, the mall's closing down, and just going to be essentially made into a strip mall because I guess they just can't find enough vendors to actually come in here, and produce enough foot traffic for it to be, you know, profitable. So it sucks, but I guess that's, you know, how it is. So I don't know, if you think about it, the malls have been on decline for years now. I think chiefly if you look at the reasons why, I mean, the internet's a big thing, right? As Americans, we become increasingly lazier every year. You know, we want things instantaneously, it seems. We're not willing to wait for certain things. And that's why they have like 24-hour shipping even. So you can order something online from Amazon or whatever and get it the next day without ever leaving your house, you know. Just a lot of convenience. So I think the internet is something that definitely has doomed this mall and a lot of other malls around the country too. This is a pretty cool looking store here. I just talked to the guy and he said he's probably going to the Berkshire Mall in Reading. So hopefully, you know, he does that because that's a pretty cool store. But yeah, anyway though, back to what I was saying. So I think, you know, if you look at it, yeah, the internet is something that definitely has doomed, you know, like malls like this. I mean, look at it, it's virtually empty. Like, it seems like 75% of everything is gone anyway. You know, and I've certainly noticed this the past decade where it seems less and less stores have been here. I mean, I've been here even on a Black Friday, and it's pretty empty, you know, well, relatively empty compared to other places. So certainly, yeah, the internet, is a big part of, I think, in my opinion, and this is all my opinion, but as to why these malls have like declined. So the internet is certainly big. That used to be KB Toys over there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so you've got the internet, but then also there's other malls and stuff that have opened in this area. The Philadelphia Premium Outlets opened in Limerick in the kind of mid 2000s, around 2007. That's like an outdoor kind of style mall. Where, you know, where you kind of, you know, the stores, it's kind of like this, just open air. And they seem to be doing pretty well. I think they're owned by like a chain they're owned by a chain that I think operates several different malls, you know, in the country. So I don't know. I don't know if this mall's part of a chain or not. But anyway. So yeah, that other local like malls that are kind of larger, like the Philadelphia Premium Outlets has, I think, taken business away from here. And certainly the King of Prussia Mall, which is the second largest mall in America, has even expanded in recent years to add more space. And, so that definitely is also a factor why there's not a whole lot in this mall anymore, because there's just, quite frankly, I guess, better places that, this, the turn around here. There's just better places, I guess, that, that these companies want to put stores in and people want to go to. This used to be Fridays, I think. Now it's called Phil's. So maybe that'll stay because it has an outer entrance. Oh, man, I remember EB Games used to be here. I think it was like right here in this corner here. So that was pretty cool. There was like a slushy stand too. Yeah, so, man, Foot Locker used to be here. And that was even, 15 years ago, right? There was a lot more stuff here. Certainly Sears. Sears used to be right there. That was a huge anchor store here. The biggest anchor stores now here are Kohl's and Dick's and Boscov's. But, yeah, I mean, for sure, Sears was huge, and now that's gone. I think they went bankrupt nationally. So, yeah, they're done. So we're just keeping moving here. And again, this is a very special episode of the Dave You John podcast. Dave's not even here, but Dave actually used to work at this mall. I'll show you where. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to. I had thought maybe that it was kind of closed by the end of this month, and now I'm hearing kind of the end of the summer. So, and again, they're not closing the whole thing. The big anchor stores like Dick's and Kohl's are going to stay, but a lot of these smaller stores are either, I guess, going to have to leave or become like part of the strip mall. I've heard they're going to do a bunch of different stuff with this in here. I don't really know what they're going to do, but with the indoor part, I've heard some people say they're gonna make like a storage unit space. I've heard they're gonna demolish. I just talked to someone in one of the stores that said they want to demolish this. So, who knows what they're gonna do, if they demolish this inside part or make it a storage unit or whatever. I mean, like, we need another storage unit, right? But it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, this used to be called Coventry Corner. I remember my mom used to really like this place, or Coventry Corners or something, I don't know. But yeah, and again, there's leading up to Boscov's, leading down to where Sears was down there. Here's the Kohl's, which again is one of the big anchor stores that's left here. And it's crazy because I just remember, I grew up, around this area in the 90s, and this was, pretty big. But if you could, for a second, just imagine what this would have been like at its peak in like the 80s, early 90s. I mean, I was actually just talking to a friend of mine who's a little older, who was a teenager in the 80s. And he said this place was like popping on like a Friday night, like, on the weekends. And this was like just a huge experience. Like, this is where everybody went to, you know what I mean? So, I mean, just imagine, what this would have been like, 40 years ago in the same space. And just, wow. But, I guess in the same way, we're seeing new things kind of kill off malls in a way, like obviously like the internet and like strip malls and stuff. I'm sure, mom and pop shops back then that closed down in favor of these kind of, big box stores and malls were kind of having the same thoughts I am now about, why it was happening and why things like malls were becoming more favorable to mom and pop shops, stuff like that. But honestly, in my opinion, yes, the internet is obviously, the internet retail in the last 20 years has changed everything. But also I think it's, like I said, as Americans, we're very lazy people in the sense that we do want things more instantaneous. And if it almost seems like if we want to buy something, and we're not willing to wait from it over the internet, then we want to go to, it seems like people now want to go to a strip mall where they can just pull their car right up to the actual store itself, get in, get out, and that's it. You know what I mean? It seems like that's what people really want to do. You know what I mean? Rather than come in and walk around the mall, which is pretty bad considering how unhealthy we are as a people. You'd think we'd maybe want to walk a little bit more, but, you know, but yeah, I honestly think that's why. Hi, Bob. No, I think that's probably why, you know, places like this are failing. And you know, I don't know. And I'm calling it lazy because, in my opinion, I think it is us being lazy. But it is what it is. It's, you know, business changes, people's behavior changes for better or for worse, and you know, the times have to change with it, I guess. And I mean, a business has to change with it. So anyway, Dave used to work there. That was the pretzel twister. I remember that. So that was pretty cool. This was at one time a Subway. I think maybe I want to say Dairy Queen or some kind of other like ice cream place. Now, these places have been here for a long time. Like, this pizza place has been here for a while. So has the China Express, Chinese food. And this Penn Steak and Fries apparently has been here since, like, I think I've heard like the 70s or 80s or something like that. So this has been here a long time. So it's kind of sad that, you know, to see them leave, you know, because they've been here for so long. That used to be an arcade over there. And I've heard there was another arcade in this mall too before there was an arcade here. But that's just what I remember from the 90s. There used to be a McDonald's over there too. And then that was gone too. So yeah, I mean, but so this is all that's left of the food court presently. I think the pizza place might stay a while longer, but the other places I don't know. But again, I think it's just a case of, you know, if eventually they make the determination that they're going to close this inside part completely, then it is what it is. I guess everyone will have to go or become part of the strip mall plan. But yeah, no, it's just been really cool, you know, walking around here and seeing everything. I've seen a lot of videos like this online before, you know, and I've always wanted to kind of make this, like a video like this. Abandoned malls are kind of fascinating to me. Hallmark, this is I think a relatively newer store in the last few years, and now this is gone too. I think this was down here, I think it was James Way or something. I forget what it was, but like in the 90s, but again, that's gone. Books A Million, this is a bookstore. Which is pretty cool. This is, I think, I mean, if I'm thinking of other malls, like King of Prussia Mall, Exton Mall, other malls around here, in the greater Philadelphia area, at least to my knowledge, this is one of the only bookstores in a mall. So that's pretty cool. You know, this is some kind of doctor's office now. But yeah, and then, you know, obviously there's another exit there. And then here's Dick's right here. So yeah, this is it. This is all that's left of the Coventry Mall. You know, again, a fraction of the stores that would have once been here are gone now. And for me, it's just been cool, you know, kind of walking around here, seeing everything. You know, just because I used to come here a lot in the early 90s, you know, and again, I think in my opinion, you think of the 80s and the 90s were probably the peak of a place's power like this, because I think once the early 2000s start to roll around, obviously, like I said, there's increased competition from, you know, there's increased competition from other retailers like strip malls and King of Prussia Mall getting larger, stuff like that. And then, of course, like I said, the internet. But yeah, I mean, that's, it is what it is, though. And again, it's a Saturday. It's a Saturday afternoon, and there's no one here. So you can see why it's probably going to be closed. But again, it's sad. And it's just, again, cool to just kind of walk around this space and think back what it would have been like, you know, at its peak. Especially, like, you know, like I said, like being a teenager or something. Imagine what it would have been like this would have been the place to be, you know. But it is what it is. Well, anyway, that'll about conclude the DaveahueJawnPodcast tour of the Coventry Mall. You know, let us know if you guys like this kind of thing and you want to see maybe Dave and I go and see some more like abandoned or like dying malls. Let us know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.